Hey Andrew, just wanted to give you some directions on some of the questions that you are having difficulty with on the homework. I know you asked about question number 2. I'm going to specifically focus on one of them, and hopefully you can go back and look at the other ones and try to figure it out. Remember, when we looked at this during the classwork session, we said, let's take a look and let's focus on what's on the inside and see if we can rewrite it in terms of 3s and 5s, so we can use the properties of our log to expand and then replace them with p's and q's. If we think about this one, this is the same as log base b of 5 times 3 to the 1/3 power. Let's start expanding using our rules. Powers come out front as coefficients. That's 1/3 log base b of 5 times 3. And now that multiplication on the inside can be expanded to log base b5 plus log base b3. Remember, multiplication becomes addition. Just like when we multiply bases, we add our exponents. If that's the case, this is now 1/3 log base b of 5, that was q, plus log base b of 3, that was p. You can rewrite this as 1/3 q plus 1/3 p. The idea here is, again, looking at the inside of the log and rewriting it in terms of, in this case, 3 and 5, because that's what they gave us. If you look at question number 7 and question number 8, this is actually the same idea, except for the fact that if you have log 250, and here they gave us log 5 was a, you need to rewrite 250 in terms of 5s, but also in terms of 10. Remember, if you have log 250, that means that the base here is a 10. So you can use powers of 10. So that's like saying log 5 squared times 10, because 25 times 10 is 250. If we expand this, log 5 squared plus log 10. The only thing is, when you go to evaluate log 10, remember, that's like saying 10 to what power gives me 10. And that's the case, that little box is going to equal to 1. So that term is 1, while this term here is 2 log 5, using that exponent rule, and log 5 is equal to a. So this is 2a plus 1. You will do the same for 8. Just remember that when you deal with ln of some number, right? Remember that your base here, the base that is not shown, is e. If you are still having difficulty with that, refer back to Mr. Hasselbauer's first video. For question number 9, they're just asking you, can it be condensed? Can we go in the opposite direction? So you have to know all of your rules for addition, subtraction, and multiplication to see if you can combine. So for instance, I'll just take a look at letter C with you. Okay, remember, anything in front has to come back as an exponent first. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have ln. This is the cube root of x squared. Remember, x to the 2/3 is like having a cube root with x squared. We have minus ln of w minus ln of y to the 3rd. Remember, we discussed in the video that anything with a minus, that's going to be division. So those terms will wind up in our denominator. As we write this as a singular log, we will have the cube root of x squared in our numerator, and that will be divided by w times y cubed. Remember, anything that is log a plus log b, that is equal to log a times b. So when we condense them together, it will give us multiplication. But if you have log a minus log b, that will be equal to log a over b. So when you condense them, that will give you division. Just remember, before you use either of those rules, if you have an exponent in front, or if you have a coefficient in front, you have to convert that back to an exponent before you can use any of these rules, because notice there's nothing in front, or a coefficient of 1 in front of all of those terms. So we can't use these rules unless there's no number in front of them, which is why we must do this first. Hope this helps, Andrew.